Okay, guys, so I thought I would do a quick video. Hopefully it goes over well. This will be like probably like 10 minutes most. All right. So this video is just going to be a quick rundown of things that I think that are going to get nerfed within the next month, maybe sooner, maybe slightly a little bit later. But I think that they're reaching the point of exploitation and being well known to the point where they're going to get nerfed. Okay. So let's just go through them real quick. We will start with the first one. The first one's going to be Shunshin Master Spam. Okay, simply put, it's 4 chords. You trade it basically for tier 3 speed or tier 2 speed rather. It essentially means that like you control the dictate the flow of the fight. You can move in and out very quickly. You never ever at risk of really being hit by any jutsu. If you're a melee user, you can combine it with Ethereal Blur to basically make somebody lose 1 step of speed almost always. You're just literally you're not occupied when you do like Shunshin, so you don't have to worry when you do you're not occupied when you use dash. So it covers a lot of bases. It gives you additional agility, offensive agility when you attack. Yes, you use defensive agility, but I mean, even if you get a Sharingan, that makes it better. Even if you don't get a Sharingan, if somebody can't punish you for it, it doesn't fucking matter. It truly is. It's too obnoxious because it means that even if you like find somebody and fight them, you can never die. Essentially, it's basically a mini FTG in a perk, and there's no way that a perk should allow you to have a unique level jutsu for like 4 core slots, and that's currently where this is. This is currently basically a mini FTG. Okay, this is a problem. This isn't that first one. All right, the second one is going to be Kite Sail Currents plus Afterdraft. If you don't know what this combination is, essentially it is a fan user can literally do whatever they want any point in time. They can cast jutsu, whatever. They can jump in the air. They can literally swing their fan one good time. They can jump in the air any point in time, every single turn. They jump in the air. They're allowed to quote unquote glide on their fan. They're allowed to control speed, be able to speed dodge while in the air. They also get +1 tile movement while moving in the air. And so what that means essentially is it means that a fan user while in the air is going to be not suffering from like backpedal as much as other people. And that can make it really obnoxious to catch up to them. Not to mention if you have less tiles in them already, you're just fucked in general. Because it literally can negate, like if you have less tiles in them, it can make it so that you're just permanently equaled out, where you're just always going to be never able to catch them unless you use something like Shunshin, and they're gonna just do that anyway. So it's like it doesn't help. So that's that. So that's why I think I think that this is gonna probably permakite. Okay, this is probably gonna get dealt with in some way. Probably a cooldown would fix this. Like if it had like a 2-turn cooldown or something, so it's not like every single turn, but still useful. The next thing that I think is going to get a hit soon is going to be Hit and Miss. Currently, Hit and Miss is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's actually even like broken. It's just the problem with Hit and Miss currently is, I mean, I think that it really skill checks players first of all, but I also think at the same time, it's very niche to deal with the current state of hearing versus it. And so you have, and so in general, it changes the game state too much, and I feel like it warps the game state so much that it's like a playstyle that people don't want to deal with, and therefore, I think eventually, like I think the playstyle that it encourages as well, whenever Mist is played as a card, I don't think it's something that is encouraged in the game, as we've seen the last playstyle just like this, the Smoke Bomb, get nerfed in the same way. I think this is going to see something soon that affects it. I think maybe it's going to get a higher drain to make it a bigger AoE, like how it originally intentionally might have had before it was changed to the current iteration. And so I just think it's going to get nerfed in some way. Let's see, what's the next one? The next one is going to be, okay, this one's kind of unique, but I mean, when I saw this one, I just knew a long time ago the next person who like went around and started like kind of abusing this was gonna draw too much attention to this shit. So, this one is going to be the Kubikiri Exodia spam. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, basically, there's a card. I mean, I guess I can Yu-Gi-Oh. I can use Yu-Gi-Oh. I can use League of Legends. I can use anything. But basically, in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a card that lets you essentially kill people, basically, with that, regardless of anything else that's going on in the game state. And so, what I think that this is going to get taken care, or I think it's going to get nerfed, because currently in the game, what you can do with Kubikiri is you can literally spam the execution clauses on it every single turn, and it has no cooldown. Not to mention, the execution clauses on Kubikiri actually give you like offensive agility when you're attacking people. So it's basically like a perma buff to kill them. Like, it's like, oh, did you meet this clause of them being hurt? Okay, cool. Here's your bonus agility. Attack them. Did you kill them with it instantly? No. And they dodged it? Okay, cool. Just do it next turn. Like, things like this that have existed before, like, once you... They all eventually go the path of once you missed, like, Ayato. Imagine if you could spam Ayato every single turn. It would be fucking disgusting. That's where Kubikiri is currently as played. And I think that it's gonna see a change where it's gonna stop being the instant one-shot kill thing spam that it just currently is. Like, I think at some point it's gonna get some kind of either cooldown or nerf. Like, a lot of these things, they really just need cooldown. So that it's like, you outplayed them one time, okay, cool. Now you have a chance to play around the fact that it's on a cooldown. But, you know, whatever. On to the next one. The next one is going to be Oil Clone. I mean, it's quite simple. Oil Clone, I think, is just one of the, like, most disgusting jutsus in the game. Truly. Like, Oil Clone is literally one of the most disgusting jutsus in the game. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think that it's heading to a period now where it's getting enough attention where it's going to get made into a higher control. I think the stats on it are insane. I think that's okay for being an S rank, like, I kill you jutsu as like a Hozuki or whatever. But I think at the level where it's currently played at most, aka Jonin, it's just too oppressive. And so I think that Oil Clone is going to get nerfed eventually, or whatever. Wow, this thing is just lagging like crazy. Kind of annoying. Can't really fix it though. Alright, cool. You'll just see the list as it pops up. Okay, there it is. Oil Clone. So I think Oil Clone will move to B+ control, simply. I think that is what's going to happen to Oil Clone. Okay, the next thing is going to be Hoshigaki, tier 3 chakra for Hoshigaki. I think that it's like one of the most... I mean, when I saw that thing in day 1, I thought it was like insane. I think that Hoshigaki's tier 3 chakra is absolutely fucking wild. And probably is going to see some kind of change at some point, because it's like 57 PP. You don't have to make any investment in the Hoshigaki tree outside of it, really. You just have to just walk up and say, I'm gonna spend 57 PP on this one perk, and that's it. You're done. And then you three perks, sorry, are these perks after whatever you buy before that, and you get the tier 3 chakra, and then you go build whatever you want. You have like literally all the freedom in the world. And I think that if you're gonna like give something, like give a clan the ability to like buy like into like hardcore stats, like how Aburame has chakra, like there's gonna be a limitation somewhere. Like I think for Hoshigaki, the limitation of Suiton and the limitation of -1 control isn't really that oppressive. I think it's like kind of just like you don't give a shit. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. So I think that like eventually Hoshigaki's tier 3 chakra is gonna get looked into some way. The next thing that I think is going to get looked into, let me see where this video is. It is officially at, I can't even tell the minutes anymore. Wow, it sucks. Pull this thing up real quick. Oh, it's at 9 minutes. Okay, we're still doing okay on time. Alright, the next thing is going to be the Yuki 31 tile exploit. I mean, I think it's 31 tiles. I can't remember how the tiles is. But essentially, Yuki have this exploit currently in the game where they can fucking do, where they can just basically not fight you with mirrors. They just use mirrors in a really obnoxious way to just avoid you for like forever. I think this eventually will be dealt with in some way. I'm noticing a lot of this shit is cured, which is funny, but whatever, I guess. I'm sure, so the next one I think that is going to get dealt with in some way. It's a simple one. I'm pretty sure everybody knows this one anyway. It's gonna be, yes, it's gonna be Monster's Body. I think Monster's Body is currently, well, I mean, let's face it, I think Monster's Body is just currently one of the, like, most obnoxious perks in the entire game. It just is. It's a feast or famine perk, and it's just, like, I mean, it's never really bad. It's never really bad. Unless somebody has Razor Winds. But if they had Razor Winds anyway, then it's like, you should be able to clash it no matter what, and hopefully you should just dodge. So, let's see what else is on here. Right. Next is going to be Fans Multicast. That one, I mean, it just speaks for itself. Being able to multicast at, like, fucking, is it Joni? No, at Commander is, quite frankly, I mean, you literally basically double your agency as a player, and basically make it so that you can, like, always have a partner next to you. Like, you have to basically think about, like, doubling a fan user, like, a fan user's agency. Like, if you're fighting one person, you're actually fighting two, because everything is multicast. If they have high chakra, then it's just like, well, you're just kind of fucked. Let's see, what else do I think is coming next? I think that was the whole list. Alright, I think that, Sinju are going to, see changes in some way. I don't know exactly how. I just think the current playstyle for Sinju is, like, suboptimal than what is designed. I mean, like, the best way to explain Sinju currently is that they're like a Philios, I guess, for the only character I can think of. Or actually, no, they're kind of like Vayne. I think they're Vayne. They're just Vayne. They have a Vayne / Kai'Sa like type kit design where it's like, if their numbers are high, aka like if their PP is high, then they can just do whatever the fuck they want. But if their numbers are low, they can't really do anything because their kit doesn't allow for a lot of, like, versatility. So, like, it's kind of like if Vayne is too weak to hit you, like, she can't walk up, she can't hit you from range, she has to sit there and just watch her whole team die, basically. Unless she can do any damage. It's like the way that Sinju works. Like, they really can't do much unless they have high amounts of PP that allow them to contribute in the way that their kit lets them contribute. And this is just, it's not intended to be this way, it's just a placeholder currently. So I think Sinju should see something in the next month, and maybe a little bit more than a month. I think Sinju could see something. I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's everything. I can't think of any random extreme perks that, like, exist currently right now. I'm just gonna go through this real quick, because I know I'm forgetting something. I was doing something from, like, a random ass village, but I can't remember what it was. I don't think it's Kumo. Shit, it's not Kumo. Is it Konoha? Frickin' think Konoha. I can't remember why. I can't remember. Whatever. Anyway, oh, I remember now. I think Hyuga. I mean, they already have, but I'm just throwing them on here because they were already on the original list. I think Hyuga will see changes at some point, just because the speed playstyle is so insane. And, but I mean, they already kind of supposed to, but because their tree isn't done and they can't really do, half their jutsu don't work, I don't think they're forced to respec at the moment. So yeah. Alright, so that's the end of this video. That's what I think is going to probably be affected in the next month, maybe a month and a half, just because of what is being used. Oh, right, one more thing. This is a big one. Rogues. This one's, I forgot this one. This one's gonna get huge. This one's gonna get fucking. This is gonna get, like, just it's gonna get overhauled in some extreme way. Like, extreme way, because there's just too much wrong with it balance-wise. I don't even want to get into it. It's just too hard to get into. But, yeah, that's the end of this video, so, peace out.